This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with the finale of XCOM: Enemy Unknown. In the last episode, we continued through the ship of the enemy elite, the highest upon high, the holiest of aliens to come, and we fought one of our most nastier creatures, the septopods. Luckily, we were able to survive with very few scratches indeed. Now it's time for us to enter the chambers of the High One, or whatever he's called, and see what destiny has for humanity or the aliens. One or the other, both are not surviving to the end. One extinction is going to come by. Or, well, the extinction of one or the subjugation of another. Let's find out what's inside. Probably the best way to go about it is probably take our stealth dude and ghost him and see what happens. We're pretty much at the final area, so really no problem with ghosting in and figuring it out. So let's run on in and see what we got. Okay, nothing yet. So do I want to keep going in? And 'cause I don't see really anything else. I mean, either way, he's basically covered for. So yeah, I bet the big man himself is like right up there.
Position confirmed.
All right, what do we got? There he is.
Behold the greatest failure of the Ethereal ones. We who failed to ascend as they thought we would. We who were cast out. We who were doomed to feed on the gift of lesser beings. As we sought to uplift them, to prepare them for what lies ahead.
So that's what he's afraid of. Uh-oh. That's not good. Alright, well, looks like the aliens are having a bit of a crisis as apparently these guys could not ascend to whatever these high one or elder ones was or whatever, so looks like that's why they wanted us to come to Earth and find one of us humans that might be able to go where they couldn't. Apparently that's pretty crazy that I can actually hit that guy right there. Would I be able to kill him even with a crit? Let's see, he's got 15. If I crit, probably would kill him. Aw, come on! That should have killed him. Whatever. Alright. I guess time to go inside. Now this one can get if I remember correctly, until you defeat the high one, he respawns enemies in multiple parts in this fight, so that's where it can get dangerous. I don't remember how often they respawn. I don't think it's quite enough to be ridiculous, but either way.
I'm on the move.
Alright, either way we need to move in, so to get
Moving to position.
yeah, I can't believe I didn't kill him outright. You think I would have been able to, but oh well. No good cover here, unfortunately. I wonder if flying would get me to any cover. I haven't been taking advantage of our flying module. See if we move there. I'm actually kind of afraid of having never. Oh, cool. Okay, because I moved to that location. So you're staying there. We'll move Peter up a bit further.
Moving.
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid of moving all my dudes together. That's kind of what I'm afraid of. Like a good grenade is going to take a chunk of our HP out.
I got my eyes on.
On Overwatch.
Okay, yeah, there's one that. Oh. We took damage from him, even though it was part of reaction shots. That seems a bit dumb, frankly. Whatever.
Cover the flank. Moving to flank me. Cover my flank.
God, we got like 3 ethereals here.
Watch the
And
side.
we got. Okay, so we've taken a bit of damage already from these ethereals, and they can reflect damage too. Not a good start, unfortunately. What's my sniper? My sniper can't even see them there now.
Jetpack operational.
Let's see. Don't really any good spots, so alright. Yeah, I knew I shouldn't have probably ducked there, but I thought I would try to see if I can get a decent spot. Okay, let's start moving everyone into positions for this. Okay, so could I? Okay, I think we're gonna try mind control on this one. All right, Wrath, you don't have anything. We do have Ghost Dude over here, Ben. So I'm gonna. Can I get that guy with? No, I'll have to move him.
Heading to that location.
Yeah, it's gonna be dangerous, like setting everyone else up here. But I wanted to try and. Oh, you know, I should have set up telekinetic field before I walked in. That way we could have covered our butts. Well, we got Parker to do that, so I'm gonna. This is gonna be very helpful indeed for this fight. If Mindfray it goes through. Mindfray, yeah. Ah, what? Guess we're gonna just have to risk Russo trying to mind control him at that low percentage. Let's do it. Come on, you got this. Mind control! Ooh. Okay, good. We got an extra dude on our team. Nice. Okay, that'll help us out with that. Alright, let's... Now the thing we have to worry about is the Ethereal is because, you know, they can control us with their minds. Okay, I want to leave them there. I don't know if it's early enough to start running. Ooh, here we go. Okay. Frickin'. Okay, don't want to hit my own dude if I can help it. Let me get a better sense of the map. Map! Okay, so we can... Really only gotta be able to get like a couple of them, really. Maybe if I could place it correctly... It looks like I might hit everyone. I don't mind hitting one of my mind control dude, frankly. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, take this. Fire in the hole! Okay, that means they're going to take extra damage. Excellent. Okay. I think I want to move probably there with Peter and then activate telekinetic field. So that way we can protect us against just crap. Protect us. Alright, you move in. Yeah, can't use that, but we can at least what's their life? Oh, that's 100%. But he has the reflectability. Mindfray. Where? Oh yeah, he's the ethereal, so I can't really tell like what. But I don't. It doesn't really give us a. Oh, you can use Rift. But I don't. It doesn't tell me like what his like ability to, like how he reflects the abilities and stuff like that. You know. Okay, Wrath.
Going in for the kill.
Ah, that's not close. Oh, nuts. I was hoping I'd be close. I could actually get a bit further, but that's the problem with... Okay, well, I can't do that then. That's pretty good percentages, though. Let's do it. Did we just kill the Ethereal? Oh, he reflects. He's dead! Did I beat him already? Is that it? There's no one else here. Okay, well, we're not gonna just like run out in the open. Let's kind of just run into like around cover just to make sure we haven't found everyone or missed everyone. All right, nothing there. We might have gotten really lucky and just straight up killed the Ethereal already. Well, I mean, he's still alive, but and we just gotta. I think we just have to kill him, and that's it. I think that the game's over. Wow, that's. I mean, that is a dangerous fight. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you saw all the damage I took, and all the reflective attacks could have done a ton of damage to me. I just got lucky that they just didn't straight out like crit all my dudes, but they were all in cover, so it wasn't gonna hurt us that badly. But still, just gotta stay. I'm just gonna stay flying for now, just in case. Whee.
Touching down.
All right. Oop! I didn't want to do that, but okay, whatever.
Location confirmed.
Yeah, I might go ahead and just get everyone close by. I think all I have to do now is just get Peter to the console, I think. After killing this dude, of course. Hey, man. Assaulters with all the crit bonuses and everything like that. Yeah, you're gonna wreck some dudes. Okay. Yeah, just, I'm trying to think how I did this fight before. I don't think I didn't immediately kill the Ethereal. I had to like run around quite a bit to try and you know, because I think like I said, I think he just respawns like enemies and stuff like that if he's not killed, so you have to worry about more people coming after a period of time. But we're just gonna go ahead and, yeah, we're just gonna finish him off. I should kill him. Alright, let's take this thing and see the end of the game.
What the hell is happening?
The ship itself is behaving like a dying star. Becoming a black hole. At this distance, the Earth will be consumed.
Central, I'm bugging out. The package is not on board. Waited as long as I could, sir.
Sir, the alien ship is in motion. What direction? What direction? Up.
And thus ends XCOM. With the High One dead, all it took was to figure out what the power source was and stop the ship from whatever it was doing. Unfortunately, it looked like it was going to create a black hole, so our chosen one, Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, chose to sacrifice his life to save all of humanity from its destruction from the black hole. And we go back being heroes and remembering that Spider-Man is the only hero that can save us. So let's look at our victory. On normal condition, we've got a score of almost 13,000. World score, I don't know what that actually means, is 120,000. Days until victory took 214 days to win. I think that the world maybe is average scores overall, like took people more time, although that I don't know if that counts for difficulties either, something like that. Battles 133, didn't lose any. Although it looks like worldwide it's not common to lose a ton of battles unless you're playing like super difficult or Iron Man or whatever. Aliens killed 325, only lost one soldier throughout all of our career. Funding countries, got maxed them all out, didn't lose any countries during our playthrough. Days until alien base cleared 88, days until ethereal device recovered 181, psychic soldier discovered. So I took a little bit longer with the ethereal device, but now let's check the next stat. Battles fought 33, battles 133, didn't lose any, aliens killed. Wait, didn't we? Oh, it's got some few other things there. Average shot percentage about 63%. I mean, that's less than average actually. So average damage per shot 6. Average number of turns per battle 12. Yeah, that sounds about right overall. One shot kills 198 one shot kills. Apparently the world did a little bit better on that. One shot deaths, which I think that means our soldiers dying in one hit. I only hired one soldier. Aliens killed by explosives 16. OST upgrades purchased 7. Days in first colony 88. Days spent in infirmary 231. Psychic soldiers 3. UFO shot down 7. Interceptors lost, didn't get any. Interceptors hired 3. Firestorms built 5. Days until first firestorm built 167. Interceptions aborted 1. Yeah, only at the beginning, that plot one. But aim assist, no, we didn't use aim assist. Defense matrix or satellite tracking. Scientists 72. The world had 100 or 100 over 100,000 scientists hired. Only built 2 labs. Yeah, at some point, depending on your difficulty, labs are important until you get your research max, and then you just want to do engineers. So you could probably clear out all the scientists after you get your research taken care of for the final bits of the game. Technology research 51. Average days per technology 2.7. Alien species captured 9, which I think is all of them. Engineers hired 1 out of 100,000. Workshops built 4. Items out of 2. It looks like a lot of people don't buy workshops after a point, which kind of makes sense. Items built 79. Facilities constructed 23. More than the average. Adjacency bonuses 9 out of 12. Overall, Foundry projects 15 out of the 12, so people don't do all the Foundry ones either. Probably, I bet they ignore like maybe the pistol ones, or although the pistol ones can be nice if you're running out of ammo. But if you've got the ammo one already, it's only really useful for maybe snipers. But anyway, Foundry project completed 15, and the final stats: total credits earned 15,000 out of 200,000 worldwide. Spent almost 14,000 out of 100,000 plus. Lyrium recovered 710 out of 1,700. Lyrium used almost all of it out of 900. Alien alloy recovered 14 over 1,400 as opposed to 2,200 or 23 or close to 2,300. Alloy used 13. Funding country 16. Oh, I must have skipped some of the stats from before. Gray market sales 13,000. Funding received. Satellites launched, none destroyed. So yeah. And I think it's just the credits. Yeah, the only bad thing about the ending is that there's no, like, hurrah or talking with everyone about what happened. You just get it, and then the day is saved, thanks to the Powerpuff Girls. But that isn't all the content for this. There was some extra DLC, where basically you got expanded Sonic abilities, I think heavy, upgraded armor for, like, almost mech-like, I think, type of equipment. And also the ability to have an extra set of missions where basically in the extended DLC or expansion or whatever you want to call it, it was all about traders humans. and more. I think the Thin Men have more to do with that one than the other stuff. But yeah, it was about basically human organizations that were helping the aliens, so you had to deal with them. So there was basically an extra set of missions that dealt with taking care of them. Because when you play the game, you kind of wonder why that never happened or you never had to deal with it. It's because they didn't initially build it into the the original game. So it kind of makes sense that maybe a council member or whatever, one of the council was part of it or something like that. Although they don't really go into that plot at all. That's not part of the game. But that would have been interesting. But yeah, overall, I enjoy XCOM Enemy Unknown. I thought it was a nice comeback from after all those years of XCOM being gone. I mean, not saying it was my favorite series or anything like that, but I enjoyed what it was back in the day, and I enjoyed this one as well. You know, I wouldn't say everything is perfectly balanced in the game, but I like the music. The story is just simple enough to get you invested, because it is more about the way they designed this game was more about the random element like the old games. So you got the initial plot, and then it's just getting to the finale, beating the aliens and all that. So it's not as detailed as I like it to be, but with the type of game they're building, I can kind of understand it. But I thought the mechanics for the most part worked. Cover system, it was dumbed down enough for your modern audiences, but I think it gave you just enough to do to enjoy every fight you got into. Is always dangerous enough, even on the lower, maybe on easy mode it's not too bad, but even on the normal difficulties, if you're not paying attention, you could lose guys pretty easily. I got extremely lucky during the whole game that I didn't lose a good deal of people, although I think with the first time I played the game I didn't lose a ton of people either, but still, I mean, I lost more than one, but still, it's always possible, either getting flanked or surprising or not having the right not having enough ammo and all this other stuff, you know. So it's always a challenge every time, especially with the fact you can do harder modes or do the Iron Man mode, which I wanted to do, but the problem with recording in my setup, and most people's setups, they have to do this too, so only unless you're streaming do you have to worry about it, is issues in recording and glitching and all that other stuff, because I just do this all from home. It's not like I've got a professional setup. So I wanted to do one, so the only thing I could do that was close is I would basically just save it after every major encounter, and I tried recording this back to back without too many days in between, so that way I could keep it pretty fresh in my mind. And I tried to like I said, I tried to save it without trying to, because in Iron Man mode it automatically saves after everything you do, so you can't go back ever. So I tried doing that, and for the most part, I think I only had one recording issue once while doing this overall, which I didn't show, but nothing really happened, and it was just the footage got corrupted halfway through, and it was annoying to fix, so I just had to re-record it. Luckily in this game, a lot of the stuff isn't guaranteed. The randomization is pretty decent enough that even if you do the same reload and do the same thing again, there's a chance that won't happen. So, but that's also the bad thing about XCOM is the randomness of a lot of things, like percentages. Even though the game gives you percentages, I don't know how many times I failed on 80% and above shots, which I know, yes, percentage-wise does not mean guaranteed, but come on, you know. It is really frustrating when you get that 95% and then you miss, and you're like, are you freaking kidding me? But yeah, gameplay was great. The music was, the music's good in bits and pieces, because not every single bit of music gets you pumped up, and it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be either ambionic or whatever. But I still think the guy who did it did a really good job. My favorite still, battle music number, I think it's 9, if I said correctly. You know, but that one only comes about if you're really screwed up or a really bad time. Although it happened a couple times, it popped up. I was kind of surprised. I'm like, I'm not that big of trouble. But I don't know what else to say about that. I like the fact that everyone kind of looked like we were playing in maybe a 1950s or 60s type of era, because of the way everyone's dressed and everything like that. Because I think that's how the old XCOMs were. It was supposed to be, or at least it seemed like, maybe I'm thinking more it's later, a 90s or something like that, but it just had to feel like it was a bit behind in the past a bit. There is a 60s version of this, well, not this game, but from the same universe, called XCOM Declassified. It was a third-person shooter based on XCOM being found in the 50s or something like that. Haven't played that. I've heard mixed things about it. Maybe I'll play it one of these days. I don't know about recording. I only recorded this game because I was because of my log of recordings for my rental playthroughs or whatever was I needed to get videos for that, but I was taking forever on that, so I was doing this one to kind of fill in the time, and it took about 2 months to finally finish this game off. Obviously, I could have finished it sooner, or if I was a bit more efficient or whatever, but I just do this for fun and casual. But yeah, heck of a ride, man, playing XCOM again after all these years. Yeah, now it's time to go to XCOM 2, man. Find out what happened to the Earth and everything like that. Yeah, you're going to be surprised what the plot of 2 is and what happened in the first game. It surprised me, too, when I played it. I was like, huh, that's an interesting way of doing the story on that one. I don't want to give you a hint if you haven't figured it out already, but let's just say things don't go out exactly as planned. Trying to think what else. I mean, the bit I played of XCOM 2 I really liked too. I just, like I said in a previous episode, I just got distracted with other things and haven't gotten back to it yet. And the fact it's on my computer, and I tend to not play a bunch of computer games, I'll admit. I tend to use my computer for other functions and all that. What else can I say about the game? I think there was plenty enough to do, really, in the game. There was never really any time where I was like, oh man, I don't know what to do. I mean, sure, there were a few instances of having to just waste time because I didn't have the resources, but that's the point of the game, is to try and figure out when to spin, when to hold them and fold them, and when to, Wayne, Boyce! Oh, I thought it said Wayne, Bruce Wayne for a second. Because you had to wait for, it's all about resource. I mean, obviously this isn't the best resource, like, manager game, you play a Sims game or other things for stuff like that, or maybe even the original XCOMs. I guess, depending on which one takes your fancy, which would be XCOM or Terror from Beyond or Terror from the Deep or whatever. God, I think the credits just kind of go on for quite a bit. But yeah, thank you Firaxis Games for making another XCOM game after all these years. It's nice to know that there's still companies that are making niche titles like turn-based strategy and stuff like that, because most big companies don't even want to do that anymore, because it's like, does it make all the money? No? Then we don't want to do it. And that's just... Oh, Michael McCain, great job on the music. Let's see, John Bailey. Let's see, I'm trying to see if I can recognize any of the voice actors, because a lot of these guys do the voice for the grunts. Let's see, John Bailey sounds familiar, but the rest of them don't. I could have swore I heard a couple of, like, ones I remember, but no, all these don't look familiar. I guess they just used local talent or whatever, which is fine. It worked for what it needed to be. But what was I gonna say? But oh yeah, about turn-based games. Like, yeah, it's just a dying thing, man. Even a lot of indie games don't do turn-based stuff. I mean, you see it every once in a while. Some of them are okay, but I'll admit I miss the days of like these niche type of games, because a lot of big companies just don't want to put the money into it unless it makes all the money. They just don't want to do it. I'm like, why can't you make just some money? It's like for a while, like horror games, same thing. People want to make horror games because they make a ton of money, but with the advent of socializing and people recording games and watching them, people do tend to buy that stuff if they like it or watch someone play or enjoy it. I mean, true, there's a lot of people that just watch and never buy it, but I mean, they can make money, just not all the money. So I don't know. It's it's the vein of my turn-based games of, like, you get your XCOMs, you get your Final Fantasy Tactics, your Shiny Forces, your Vandal Hearts, your Vanguard Bandits, your Super Robot Tyson, Front Mission. I mean, there's a ton of I mean, technically Sayuki was turn-based. Sort of strategy in a while, but yeah, a lot of those are although those I mentioned have either, like, their newer series have gone on from those or don't exist anymore, and well, sorry, that's the bad thing about playing certain games. You get nostalgic for certain times, and things change, and that's how they have to be. But well, I think I've rambled on long enough about the game. I truly enjoyed it. I hope that maybe this will give you a reason to buy the game itself, whether it be on the console or PC, because, sometimes you just need to support these games if you enjoyed it. And like I said, there's enough variety, and you don't have to play normal mode. You can play easy or however you want to do it, and just to enjoy the game and see if you can beat the Alien Menace. But what will I play next? Well, probably the next videos that'll go up will probably be my recorded stuff for my rental games, but maybe next time I'll plop in XCOM 2 or something similar to that for just a regular playthrough. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next game, folks. Thanks.